Yeah.
Lamont Roach, Tank Davis. What's your reaction?
Yo, so I'm gonna keep it a stack.
That's all we like it.
I,
That's all we
I,
like
I
it.
ain't
We
no
like that right
listen,
here.
son. I'm gonna keep it a stack. Lamont, you surprised me, like, and because I didn't. Listen, I was unfamiliar with your game, my boy. Like, listen, you got my respect. I'm a fan now, son. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, I already knew about his name since the amateurs, right? He always had a name, and he always been like, a decent dude. You know what I'm saying? The way he carries himself, his pops is cool. I'm cool. Like, I'm very familiar with his pops, but I just didn't think that he was going to pose that much of a problem for Tank because of this enigma that Tank has. You know what I'm saying? Just his what he's done. Or we've seen how he's carried himself throughout his whole professional career and start knocking these dudes out and the way he's doing it and everything like that. The way he can just flip the switch and just it just seems like he always knew what he was doing. It wasn't just a fluke. He always knew how to set these things up and get a guy up out of that whenever he wanted to. So it was like going on with Lamont Roach. It's like, no, Lamont Roach, he's a champion at 130. He's not like a 135 pounder for real. And on top of that, it's like, we don't never really see like Lamont Roach like in there with like a big name or, somebody that fights like Tank or as like something like, a threat like Tank. So, not
A
really
lot of
thinking
what
that much.
ifs.
Yeah. But they are very familiar with each other though. Like that's what people don't understand. Like they have fought like rounds with each other. They have fought in the amateurs like multiple times, and it's like okay, these dudes know what the fight is coming, what type of fight is gonna be made, and a lot of people just didn't know, and that's like the ignorance of like of the boxing fans. That's the ignorance of myself and Lamont. When I first I wasn't even on Twitter like the first like 2-3 rounds. I'm looking like his posture, his energy. Like I'm like, yo, he's coming in with the right approach. He's being patient, but he's still being aggressive. Like he's stepping to Tank. Like it was very interesting. And then when he's getting caught with certain shots and he taking them, I'm like, oh, and then giving some back. I'm like, yo, son, this is good. And then I'm starting to see Tank like he thinking, he getting into like blank stares and getting caught, like trying to talk to the ref, finding ways out. And I'm like,
Frustration.
oh, this is interesting. Like, we start to see certain things that like I feel like Tank hasn't seen probably since he was an amateur. Like, you know what I'm saying? He hasn't felt this way since he was an amateur, probably. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
I'm like, dang, like this was an interesting fight. So, Tank held his own as well, keeping Lamont Roach off him, turning up whenever he needed to turn up, try to swing the rounds his way and whatnot. And I feel like, Tank did like, what he could in that fight. But I just think that Lamont had such a momentum to where it was so close. I had it a draw. Like I thought that I didn't think that Tank lost, but I knew that Lamont needed to do a little more in order to like really take the dub. And it's crazy because the fight was so close that if they counted that knockdown, Lamont would have won the fight. Like that's crazy, man. But like people that don't know boxing, like on the real, like if you take a knee and it's not caused by a punch, like that's basically like our boxing's timeout. Like like you can like something like you can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can like say your shoes untied or your gloves or something like something happens. Like you can take a knee and take a momentary time out to fix whatever it is and then get right back to work. Like that is valid. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I understand all the confusion behind the knee and the knockdown not being counted and everything like that. I get it. But if you look it up, you see that's in the rule book and it's valid. You can do it.
Mm. Yeah, I think that there was a little, confusion with him and the referee. Referee was trying to say
Yeah.
something. Did you see that piece?
Yeah, I saw that. I think the referee was just more so like, yo, listen, if you're gonna do that, let me know first and then take the knee. Don't just take the knee and because it's like he could
And
have
then I
been
got to make a
counting.
decision.
Yeah, exactly. And then you can't, it'd be hard to like repeal stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll be hard to do that to when the referee is making a decision like that in the spirit of the moment in front of all these thousands of people. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't think that Tank thought it through when he took that knee. And I think he was just thinking of more so just because of experience. His experience in the ring is just like, oh, I can do that. So let me just take the knee and just do what I got to do and just get back into work. But yeah, man, I don't think it was nothing to where uh, Lamont Roach was doing something to where it made Tank do that, or Tank was trying to buy time. Like I believe, like Tank when he's talking about the grease got into the eye, because if you know hair and all that, like that happens, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like,
Stings.
it'll burn your eyes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The grease will burn your eyes. So of course, like when in a fight like that was like real, like tight knit. Any little thing, like you could sway the fight into another direction, or like momentum is everything, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I ain't about to get caught with my eyes burning. Let me take this knee and let me go wipe my eyes real quick. So I think what Tank did was smart, but he should have did it more carefully and communicated to the ref first before taking the knee.
Mm, mm.
Yeah.
So do you feel like it was the right decision, a draw,
Mhm.
and you think that the referee handled it the appropriate way?
I think so. I think so. And like in the long term, like if you think about it, like I think so. He did handle it correctly. Steve Willis, he's a well-known ref, and he's shown his patience and understanding in the game as he should when it comes to situations like this. And I feel like that was the right call. But I'm so happy for Lamont Roach, man. He's been in the game for a long time, and I feel like with a fight like this, he has put himself on a market to where now he can definitely be just moved around to whoever, whenever now, getting big money fights. You might see him on TV now and be more marketable and whatnot. Like I'm super happy for him because this is still a big win for him, even though it's a draw. A lot of people think that he won, so it's like you really won the hearts of the people. Because so I really think that's what matters the most. And bro, like you could really take the momentum and make a lot out of it, making a lot of money out of this for real.
You're the only man that got a draw with Tank.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And I feel like he gave Tink a much tougher fight than Pitbull did. Like I really don't think that Pitbull. Mind you, Tank fought with one hand. Tank hurt his hand when he fought Pitbull, and he's boxing him as well as he could. But man, this fight with Lamont Roach, I feel like that was 100% Tank's toughest fight, and yeah, he put on for himself, his family, and for DC, man. Like you got to take your hat off. You got to take your hat off to Roach, bro.
Tell me, is Roach one of those guys that got Tank's number, or do you feel like in the rematch you would favor a certain fighter? What do you think?
No, I still think that even if they have a rematch, it'll be a tough fight. I still think it'll be a tough fight. I do think that he has takes a number in terms of like just knowing when you spar somebody enough or just fighting someone
You
enough,
know the good stuff,
you learn that stuff. You know what I'm
and
saying?
you
You learn the body
neutralize it,
language. You neutralize. You know what I'm saying? Like you see,
and
like
that's an advantage that other fighters don't have.
yeah, exactly. It's little things like that, and you'll be able to capitalize on little things. So I feel like Lamar Roach, he is definitely one of those guys that he is definitely overlooked on top of like everything else with the whole Tank situation. He's overlooked though. I feel like he is a great fighter, and I wonder. I don't know. I wonder where he's going to campaign at. Is he going to stay at? Is he going to stay at 130? Is he going to start doing 135? I think he can do both because he looked really good and strong at 135, dude.
He looked
So
bigger than Tank.
yeah, yeah, he did, and he had good power too. It looked like he buzzed Tank about once or twice. You
Yeah,
know,
you seen that?
yeah, yeah, it looked like he buzzed Tank about once or twice, and nobody. I don't think I've seen anyone do that. So yeah, this is. I'm really interested to see what the future holds for Lamar Roach.
Some people say, "Hey, Tank got exposed." Some people don't want to just give Roach that he's a good fighter, and he it was his
Yeah, I
day.
don't like that. I don't like that at all. I really don't. People trying to say like Tank had an off night or whatever. Like, no, like you're taking away from Lamont Roach's ability as a fighter. Like, put some respect on his name. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Just because you don't know who Lamont Roach is, don't mean that he's a bum, or like Tank just had an off night, or they trying to use the whole old Tank because he don't even want to be in the game anymore. His mind is not in it. Da 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 da. Don't do that, bro. Like Lamont Roach, he came to fight. You see the fire in his eyes. You saw he was sharp. It was the things that he was doing, capitalizing on things that Tank was being lazy on and whatnot. I feel like Lamont Roach, he showed his experience and he showed his grit in there, bro. Like as simple as that. He's one of them ones that's overlooked. Y'all just gotta just accept that y'all don't know who he is, but y'all know who he is now.
I
Yeah,
like this, man. I like this. I like that you said, is a new name in the division,
yeah,
sparking it all up.
yeah,
We all wanted to see Tank and the same names. Now we can say, yo, listen, we want that rematch, and I think that that's good. That's real good.
yeah. Tank was saying that he would want that fight as well too, just to the rematch, and but he's saying that because he has so many options and whatnot, obviously like that won't happen next, but we definitely might see that fight come down in the line, and probably sometime next year, and it'll be even more, much more of a lucrative fight. Now it's something else that's a part of their story that they can sell. You know.
Especially as like you gave him that opportunity. It's an easy way to say, listen, if you're gonna fight, maybe you should just defend your title at 130 for whoever the mandatory is, and
Yeah,
don't go too competitive with the other top guys at 135 because we still got some unfinished business. So he
definitely.
kind of like in a good spot. But a lot of
Hmm.
people, Shushu, are saying that they took notice that he didn't want it right away. Like maybe he needed more time for Roach.
Mm.
What do you think?
Mm. I don't think so. I don't, man.
Business? It's more business than
It's
anything.
more business than anything. It's definitely more business than anything. I like me knowing Tank. Tank would want to get that fight. You want to get that get back right away, right away. But it's business, Brett, that'll hold that up. Like that's all it is, honestly, bro. At the end of the day, money is was controlling all of this, bro. So we gotta, make the right moves in order to make the right things happen. And they fight again, it'll happen at the right time.